Welcome to Scenarian. If you're wondering what might happen to your electricity bill in a world without net metering, you're in the right place. For more information on how net metering works, refer to our previous video. In this scenario, we will explore real-time energy pricing. Assuming you're all caught up on the basics, let's continue from a point where we left off. The energy consumption and production profiles here are exactly the same as in our net metering example, where a 14 kilowatt array provided a 100% offset for the household's 21,000 kilowatt hours of annual electricity consumption. The outcome of the net metering case study was essentially the replacement of the energy bill with a 20-year loan consisting of monthly payments that were slightly lower than the average energy bill. With net metering, excess solar energy is credited to the energy bill at the customer's full retail price. A 100% offset system results in an average energy bill of $0. However, this is not the case with other energy policies. If an energy company does not reimburse their customer for surplus energy production at all, a substantial portion of their energy bill remains. Many new energy plans are becoming available that land in the middle ground between these two extremes. One of them is real-time energy pricing. Real-time energy pricing refers to energy plans in which excess solar energy production is valued at the current wholesale price. The wholesale price of energy varies throughout the day and is determined every 15 minutes within the local energy market. Let's take a look at a few days throughout the year as examples to understand how market prices affect the energy bill. Then we will determine the viability of the solar energy project with real-time energy pricing. On the vernal equinox, we notice a bit of volatility. However, energy prices are consistently lower than the customer's retail energy price of 15 cents per kilowatt hour. In this figure, the energy consumption that is paid for by the customer at their retail energy price appears in red. Energy consumption directly offset by solar energy appears in light blue. As with net metering, the customer pays nothing for this energy, so from their perspective, the value of this offset is 15 cents per kilowatt hour. The value of excess solar energy sold at the current wholesale price appears in yellow. On this particular day, all excess solar energy was sold for less than 5 cents per kilowatt hour. Together, the bill offset and the bill credit add up to the value produced by the solar array with real-time pricing. For comparison, the potential value of solar energy produced under a net metering policy still appears as a solid black line. The ratio of these two values represents the relative value of the solar project with real-time pricing compared to net metering. For March 20th, relative value produced by the solar panels is only 32% of what it would be with a net metering policy. This is because the wholesale price of energy was relatively low, especially during the midday hours when excess solar energy was produced. At other points in time, namely the summer solstice and autumnal equinox, we see that volatility in wholesale energy prices can increase the value of surplus energy sold back to the grid. Looking at the winter solstice, we see that, similar to the first example, market prices remain below the retail rate. Accounting for the entire year, the wholesale price is usually lower than the customer's energy rate. As a result, despite producing a 100% energy offset, the 14 kilowatt array only covers a portion of the energy bill. The overall relative value for the entire year is 58%. It follows that the customer is still paying 42% of their usual electricity bill, in addition to their solar loan, which is now simply paying for equipment which underperforms from a financial standpoint. Comparing the 14 kilowatt system to a smaller 8 kilowatt system, we see that the 8 kilowatt system produces a higher relative value, except when wholesale prices exceed the retail rate by a considerable amount. This is because a greater proportion of the energy that it produces provides a direct offset. Looking at the averages for the year, we can see that the 8 kilowatt system has less of an impact on the energy bill because less energy is sold to wholesale, yet the loan payment for the smaller system is substantially lower. We could further optimize the balance between the project cost and the energy bill. However, with smaller arrays, there are fewer panels to share the fixed costs of the installation process. These projects usually have a higher price per watt, which limits the effectiveness of this strategy. Why would someone still consider solar if the all-in cost is higher than one's current electricity bill? It could provide a hedge against inflation in energy prices in the long run. Another reason is that it facilitates energy storage with batteries as an alternative to installing a generator. This will be discussed in the next video. To learn more, subscribe to the channel and visit Scenarian.com. Thank you for watching.